players, the personalities who come from around the world to play professional soccer in the United States.
In a world where some call it football, football, or soccer, they dare to call it foosball. One thinks New York is blue, the other thinks New York is red. Soccer in America from a German perspective. Let them put some sauerkraut on your hot dog and join them for the Schnitzel Boys USA Hour.
It's the Germany hour, right? Aren't we starting the Germany hour?
I picked the wrong one.
It's okay. We could do the USA hour. I honestly don't.
Should we do? Well, the thing says the
graphic.
The graphic says that we're going to talk about Gio Reyna, but I mean,
let's respect the graphic. Let's respect the graphic,
and let this be the Germany hour, and we'll just play the USA intro again later.
Hey, I'll hear Ian Dark twice. Always.
I mean,
always.
It's a favorite. Well, sorry about that, but hello and good evening.
Good evening. It's Monday night, Schnitzel night. We're back on a Monday. It is the Germany hour.
Yes.
Again, we have two big topics to talk about. I think 2, maybe 3. In my mind,
the Bochum Renaissance.
Bochum Renaissance. They led Wolfsburg 1-0. Wolfsburg got an equalizer, and they got out of there with a draw in Wolfsburg.
Unbelievable, really unbelievable. I mean, not so much like this is as close to a road race as we've been, I think. And I think overall, really, the thing that is the big change is the team looks legit now. I mean, like not like, they're gonna make it into Europe, but like I think there's a chance. They really I mean, Dieter Hecking really has turned this band of outsiders into a coherent unit, and I think the 2 new signings have been impactful, but aside from that, there's just a belief in this team that we haven't seen before, and I am now infected by it as well. I don't know, 16th place. We were actually in 16th place, which I predicted would not happen at all ever this season. For a day until Heidenheim got a point too, and now but I mean 16th place is certainly within reach, and even 15th might not be so far off. I mean, incredible.
Well, hold on. Let's not be too hasty now. There's a 5-point gap between 15th.
Yeah, but we're playing Hoffenheim at home, so if we win that, then it's only 2.
Hoffenheim coming off a win this weekend, I believe, right? And Hoffenheim beat Werder Bremen this weekend. Let me put the scores up.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying, I don't.
What did Hoffenheim do? Hoffenheim tied Stuttgart this weekend.
Right.
Sorry. And the week prior to that, they beat Werder Bremen last weekend.
They did.
Hoffenheim's actually also on a little bit of a renaissance themselves. So we got the 2 renaissance teams going at each other.
That's right.
Leonardo da Vinci versus another Renaissance guy, Martin Luther or something. I don't know. Is Martin Luther a Renaissance guy? No, right? Maybe.
Well, I think that's subsequent to. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Leonardo da Vinci versus another Renaissance guy. Michelangelo. How about that?
Sure, let's go.
One of the other Ninja Turtles.
Who are we? Yeah. Not a ninja.
You're Michelangelo, the party guys. Leonardo's the big, but anyway. But either way, you guys are tied in points, I believe, right? So,
yeah.
So there's a 5-point gap between 15th and 16th. So that
it's
is a
6,
little bit
actually.
of a gap.
It's 6.
Oh, is it 6 right now? Oh yeah, 15 to 21. You're right, 6 points. So that's a big from St. Pauli at 15th to Heidenheim at 16th. It's 6 points. So the bottom 3 are in their own universe of Holstein, Kiel, VfL Bochum, and Heidenheim right now.
But St. Pauli lost Jimmy Sand, so they are, it's all downhill for them.
True. Well, they did have a rough weekend, I believe, right?
Yeah, they
Oh,
lost
no, they
in
tied.
Mainz. No, lost in Mainz.
Yeah, hold on. I'm all over the place. I'm so
Kiel,
complicated.
Kiel, among those, the Kiel lost at home to Leverkusen like they're supposed to, but then Heidenheim got a point in Leipzig, which they were not supposed to, and then Hoffenheim got a point against Stuttgart, which I thought maybe they were also not supposed to. But
So points for everybody. Points for
points
everybody.
for everybody except St. Pauli.
Except St. Pauli. And Holstein Kiel got a 2-0
And Holstein
loss.
Kiel are now in last place. And
Well,
even
without John Tolkien, who's still
also
injured.
no Tolkien, no party.
No Tolkien, no party. No Sands, no party. I mean, it was just so crazy how it was a big two MLS boys walking right in the Bundesliga, and we're like, we're so excited. That week, they both had one had Jimmy Sands' season-ending injury, and John Tolkien has this mysterious muscle injury now. So it's like, well, god dang it.
Oof, yeah. I mean, the Sands injury is so bad. I mean, we'll see what that. I mean, that's like I don't want to say career ending, but like definitely career derailing injury. I would say for sure.
That's crazy, career ending. I don't know. Anyway, I know, but John Tolkien's not career ending. It's just a muscle.
Right, he's just a couple. Right, he's just this is part of it. No, but James Sands' injury is bad.
Yeah, that's not good. As is life of a professional footballer, a professional soccer player. But anywho, the small boys got themselves some points. Bochum is tied in points. Hello. Is that an angel just getting its wings?
I don't know. Something's beeping. All right.
Did Bochum just gets wings? But Bochum are now tied in points in that 16th spot. 16th spot in the Bundesliga is becoming the Bochum spot. That's like Bochum's spot.
Listen.
They get it. At the end of the season, they play a playoff where they lose 5-0 on a Wednesday and they win 6-0 on the following Sunday.
I hope
to get through 6-5 on a relegation spot to beat Kaiserslautern, whoever they're going to play, or Magdeburg at the end of the year. So Bochum is claiming its rightful spot in 16th place.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see, because last season we did all right for a lot of it, and then there was just a real downward trajectory towards the end. Hopefully this will be the opposite, and then we can go into this relegation playoff with a little bit more confidence. I mean, but after this Hoffenheim game, we have that stretch of that we had last year of Leverkusen, Bayern, Frankfurt, and Stuttgart in succession or something. So that it's not like the wins just are going to keep coming. But there's some belief. There's some belief, and
I predict that you're going to lose to Leverkusen 3-0. You're going to lose to Stuttgart 4-0. You're going to lose to, what was it, Leipzig? What was the other one? Oh,
Bayern and Frankfurt.
3-0. You're going to lose to Frankfurt 3-1, and then you're going to beat Bayern München 5-0. That's my predictions.
Yeah, okay.
That's how Bundesliga be going sometimes.
I accept, but I don't believe. I will accept the scenario, but I don't believe that's what's going to happen.
But Bochum, like I said, Dieter Hecking took him a while. Great appointment.
The owl, the miracle owl.
Die
Wundereule.
The Wundereule, yes, the miracle owl. Well done from VfL Bochum, getting some points. So it's picking Mainz
and don't forget. We still have this week. We still have the appeal is getting heard about. We might get 2 extra points from that Union Berlin game,
and that would then actually confirm your 16th spot, because then you would
and
it would close the gap to 4 points.
Yeah.
When 5 is that
points.
tomorrow?
5 points. It's on the 28th, so that would be Friday. I guess.
4 days. Yeah, I don't know when that is. It's on a leap year. It is Friday.
I somehow don't. I have no confidence in this. I feel like it's going to get turned down. But what do I know?
As a reminder for everybody, try to think if I remember. A few weeks ago, VfL Bochum had a game that the end kind of was abandoned because a dude from the Union Berlin fan crowd threw like a projectile,
a small lighter, and hit Patrick Dreves, who is no longer our starting goalkeeper. He's lost his spot to Timo Horn. but he
Right.
was at the time, and he went down like a ton of bricks after he was hit by this.
Is that related, by the way?
No,
Because it's
uh,
like sounds like Davis is a hero, but Timo Horn, the Cone veteran, I believe from Cone, right? He's taken over now.
he has. I mean, Dreves was. I think he was sick or had some, and then Timo Horn. And he's done well, and Dreves, there were some. He didn't do anything really terrible, but people felt like he wasn't as sovereign, as calm and collected as they would have liked. And Timo Horn has looked good, and that sort of has coincided with the slight uptick in success. So,
But
you know,
Davis is a hero because he essentially, if you guys get those 2 points, I mean, that's
it's all
him.
because of him. Yeah,
That's
100%.
him.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
he was exaggerating it a little. He was selling it, right? We can agree on that. It's kind of selling it a little bit.
I mean,
He made a decision, so it hit his head, and he made a decision. It's like, you know what? This isn't right. I'm gonna milk it. And he fell over and went ooh and ah, and they had to
well,
abandon the game. And
and
Union
everybody,
Berlin,
but everybody around him, the entire team committed to this very
right?
hard. Like they said, we're not going to come back out. I mean, the referee told them to go inside, and then they were like, we will not continue. Our goalie is out. He can't he can continue. He is too hurt to continue, and because we have no subs, we can't replace him. This
Right.
is outrageous. We will not continue. And so they committed to this so hard that they I mean, first they got the opposing
Well,
team to agree to not like attack them with now that they had to put a field player in goal, and then subsequently protested and initially got the victory. I mean, the result of the game was 1-1. And I think, I think that sounds about right. That sounded about right to me. But
and then the game ended in regular when they finally went out on the field. They did play out the game and whistled it over, so it was not an abandoned match.
no, but they
right?
didn't.
It
But
was
they
a
could.
finished
But
match.
they convinced Union Berlin. They decided to not really compete, to just sort of kick the ball back
Right.
and forth for however many minutes were left, and that was it. And so the score remained 1-1. So
What they're arguing is that it should be a forfeit, I believe, right? Like it should go down as a
right,
forfeit.
because they were disadvantaged by this act of a fan, and so they should be
Union Berlin should
they
be
should
punished as a
win
forfeit.
they should win the points. Now, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that obviously be great, and I understand, especially at the time. I mean, it's a desperate times call for desperate measures, but like, I mean, in the scheme of things, I don't see how they can uphold this, because it's so like, it really just opens the door for people to just kind of milk these. I mean, the reality is he could have continued, right? Like,
Yeah, of course. He's just playing this. So this is what I want to happen. I want in the what is the most popular thing on German TV? Probably outside of the news.
these days, I don't know. Lindenstrasse, not anymore.
I guess it's a bad question because again, my German point of view is through the lens of two
I
80-year-olds.
have no, I don't know.
Creamy. The answer that what I was going for was a creamy, a good old fashioned creamy
Friday Night Murder Show.
Friday Night Murder Show. They're on
Mhm.
German TV. It's the game shows, news, and murder shows. And what I want is a Law and Order SVU Bundesliga edition, where it's like the Bundesliga technical committee is interviewing Davis, his teammate who's loading up boxes on the loading dock for some reason, and the guy's loading up boxes like Davis, yeah, he was really hurt that was like, oh yeah, how hurt? It's like we have report dues at the club that night. We're like, the club, eh? And then them just trying to investigate the actual fallout of this Bundesliga crime. And every week it's the Grüne Tisch. It's called Tatort, Grüne Tisch or whatever. And they have to every week investigate whether these abandoned matches were properly abandoned or not. I'd sign up for a show like that. But will Bochum get their 2 points? I'll be honest with you. I'm with you. I think I'd be fine if the Bundesliga committee's like, we'll commit that to a 1-1. We'll respect, Union Berlin were they punished? They have to play in front of an empty stadium the week after that or something?
No, it's. I mean, they they appealed. In the first ruling was that they lose the game, and now they're appealing that, and that would have been their punishment. But now they're appealing that, and
And their punishment should be they play in front of an empty stadium for a game or something.
yeah,
like
I mean, I
that.
think the
I'd be fine with that.
alternate they would have to. Yeah, I don't know how that goes. They might prefer to give up the 2 points, so they would be on 22 then too if they. So that would sort of put them again a little bit in danger. So anyway, that'll happen on Friday. Daniel Young
Friday.
is saying maybe James Sands will score another goal against Miami at Citi Field in September. Oh, so you're thinking Daniel Young thinks that maybe because of his injury, his loan will be terminated. He's going to come back and then have a glorious success. Well, we're going to talk about Miami a lot in the next in the second hour. So we'll save it. We'll save it till then. But I like the way you're thinking, Daniel.
I like the redemption. Talk about a redemption arc of James Sands getting healthy. Yeah, I like that. I'm surprised it hasn't been announced yet. If he really is out for a few months, I mean, the loan should be terminated. He should go back to New York to rehab, right?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. We'll find. Yeah, I don't know. Probably. I mean, I don't know what the. I mean, maybe they'll still want to keep him because I don't know how long this loan was. It could have been a longer. Actually, yeah, you say something and I will check this out.
Yeah, well, so that's the bottom of the Bundesliga. Mainz got themselves a win. Again, I'm trying to think with their new American Leonard Maloney. It's really exciting days at Mainz 05. They are just crushing. They had themselves a 2-0 victory over St. Pauli. Let me see. Leonard Maloney had himself I think he came off the bench again. Leonard Maloney was an unused sub, unfortunately. But he's still working his way into the lineup. I love that move. But right now Mainz is flying, and it might be if it ain't broke, don't fix it type situation. Because if you're the head coach of a team, your team is flying, why would you mess with anything? So Leonard Maloney's at the new club, and we'll see what kind of minutes he gets and how he can get involved moving forward. But as of right now, he's still I think he had 11 minutes a week prior, and that was unused sub. But Mainz itself, they had the goal with Lee Jae-sung, 67th minute, and then Paul Nabel with the late second goal right there in stoppage time. But that's Mainz. And the other thing.
Anyway, just to wrap this up. Sorry.
Please.
The James Sands loan is for the end until the end of this season, but with an option for next season. So there's a lot of, and I don't know what the option is contingent on, whether it's like Bundesliga 1 or Bundesliga 2. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably too early for them to decide to terminate this loan. We'll find out. We'll find out later. But right now he's rehabbing anyway. He's not going to play for anyone, so it's going to be a while before we know what the plan is for poor Jimmy.
I mean, if I'm James Sands, I don't want to leave Hamburg. Kidding me? Oh, the fish brötchen I can eat. The good currywurst.
What? The good curry? You take that back. The good currywurst. What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess I'm biased, but that region's the currywurst I like. I mean, I'm sure the currywurst at the Ruhr is also great. I'm just impressed. Just how different currywurst can be. Because, like, here in the States, it's always bad. And then I go to a place, I think I was by the Rhine 2 or 3 years ago. I had currywurst there. It was terrible. I was like, this is not currywurst.
Well, you
got definitely a northern currywurst snob,
you got to come to Bochum.
Because even the currywurst in Berlin, I think, is different, too.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That is
it's all
true.
different. I'm a northern snob. I imagine the currywurst in Hamburg and the Ruhr are probably similar. Because I haven't had a currywurst in the Ruhr.
I don't know that I've had a currywurst in Hamburg, but I'm just like I would defend the Bochum or the anywhere in the Ruhrgebiet, the currywurst I would defend against any other German sausage.
Going in blind, I like it. Yeah, but anywho, so James Sands is rehabbing. But maybe he's doing what Ricardo Pepi is. Maybe he's off in Pittsburgh or LA. You know how these athletes go to these world-renowned
Yeah, they go to
surgeons
the
somewhere.
right. Well, I
Yeah.
know that they no, they because they did this very quickly. He had like surgery immediately.
So it wasn't probably
Um,
was in Hamburg.
so it was in Hamburg, yeah, I would imagine. And
Fischbrötchen. Sometimes,
Fischbrötchen. Those are good. I mean, if he's not playing, he's gotta watch out a little bit. Like, don't get too too excited about the carbs. The good
True.
news is
Well, the
good news
fish.
is he
whatever.
recovered very quickly. Bad news is he put on 120 pounds and he's no longer a pro soccer player.
I mean, if you could put 120 pounds on eating nothing but Fischbrötchen, I mean, that is hundreds of Fischbrötchen
That's a lot of
in a short period.
fish
It's a lot of Fischbrötchen. Fischbrötchen means fish sandwich. It's a specialty up there, the northern on the sea there, on the wharf, the Hamburger wharf, and you get it all over the Ostsee and the Nordsee. Yeah, and you get all they come cold. It's not like a fried fish sandwich. I think you can get them hot if you want, but you get them cold.
Yeah.
And it can be breaded, unbreaded, different types of fish. It's
Yeah,
good
it could
stuff.
be matjes or herring or krabben. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
good. Not for nothing.
But Jimmy Sands, eat sparingly. Eat sparingly. is all I'm gonna say. But between that and like Chipotle and McDonald's, go for the Fischbrötchen. You know,
For
whatever
sure.
it takes to strengthen our American bones. Speaking of American bones,
Yeah.
there were rumblings online. You know how online is, full of all sorts of
Yeah.
weird crap. And
Everybody knows everything.
there was a big graphic saying Dortmund is done with Gio Reyna. They've had enough. And then there was discussion of it online.
This
And I'm
is
like, what
the
is this? Is this news? I don't know what this is. Is this someone's opinion? Like, I don't know where the source was.
this is where our episode title comes from. Stick a fork in him.
Yes, but that was prior to this past weekend. 2 or 3 days after the whole we're done with Gio Reyna gets a surprise start in the Bundesliga. He's the starting number 10 for Borussia Dortmund this past
That's right.
weekend. The starting number 10. It's like, hey, now. Okay. So, Gio, this is you, man. This is you. Do this. Prove that you are the player that you say you are. Do it. And Borussia Dortmund did win the game comfortably. They won 6-0.
6-0. More than comfortably. Blowout.
They blew out. However, the sad reality, despite it being a 6-0, the sad reality is that Gio was there for what, 70 minutes, 75 minutes? Should bring this up here.
69.
And then 69. Hey, baby, 69 minutes.
Nice.
Nice. If I could be a soccer player, I only played 69 minutes. I put that in my contract. I only played 69 minutes.
God.
But when he left the field, that's when 4 goals happened.
Yep, they were up
As a
two.
replacement from the academy, Chukwuemeka, what's his name?
Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka came in, and then that's when the blowout happened. When Gio Reyna left, his replacement came on. And Gio Reyna was the lowest rated Dortmund player of the day. Everybody else was rated higher than him. And he was there. He was a number 10. But, was he super effective? Or was he doing a lot of what he usually does, which is the running around the whole, He's not a bad player. I'm not saying he's bad. However, I'm not saying, but Gio Reyna isn't allowed to hide. Like, Gio Reyna's on the bench, can trash minutes. He needs to explode like he did back when Erling Haaland. He needs to be assisting, he needs to be scoring, he needs to be effective.
How the mighty have fallen. This is the guy who was the answer to everything.
He still might be. He's a good soccer player.
In terms of yeah.
But injuries and lack of minutes has clearly taken its toll. And he got his play. He played for 69 minutes. And in 69 minutes,
nice.
He didn't really nice. 69 minutes.
So stupid.
He did not affect the game. I mean, did you think he affected the game much at all?
I did not watch this game.
I watched,
but yeah, but according to the kicker lineup, yeah, like you're saying, he got by far the worst grade.
So this was another opportunity lost for Gio. He was supposed to explode. He did not. And what he's proven is that Julian Brandt is above him. I think he was injured or suspended, which is why Gio got the start. And then the new academy kids, this Chukwuemeka, just replaced him. So now Gio Reyna's third, if not fourth. Chukwuemeka. Chumbawamba out there. What's the Chumbawamba song again? Hookah, hucka, hookah, hucka. That got the feeling.
All right.
Feeling inside of me. Isn't that Chumbawamba?
I don't know that song that you're singing.
You don't know that song? You know all the songs.
No, I don't know that song. I know
That
all
was,
the songs.
hooked on a feeling.
What? This is
Hooked on a
Chumbawamba. This
feeling.
doesn't sound like.
Is that What's Chumbawamba's big song? Hold on.
I get knocked down, then I get up again.
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking of? I think it's the I get knocked down. I get up again. That's what Gio needs to do. He needs to get knocked down. He is knocked down, Gio.
He needs to get
You
back
need to
up.
Chumbawamba. Gio needs to Chumbawamba his way back to the starting lineup, okay? Because Chumbawamba is now the second choice, maybe even the first choice above Julian Brandt. Because Julian Brandt is
His name
popular figure either.
It's Chukwuemeka.
It's Chumbawamba.
This is Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka. Well, we could probably call him Chumbawamba. Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Suede.
Not.
All right,
we should
totally.
not call him Chumbawamba.
All right, I apologize. But what I'm saying, but my point stands. These academy kids are now taking over. Gio Reyna is now just getting lower and lower.
He's not as young as he used to be, like all of us.
No, he's now 22, which is like ancient.
I mean, it's not really, but it's getting late. It's getting late for Gio Reyna. He could come back to New York. NYCFC is looking for a number 10. His old team, his academy team.
That is an option, but so Gio Reyna is a talented soccer player. The dude has got it. I think he's got some off-field stuff that gets in his way. I think his guidance is not amazing. I think that has made him crooked through his parents. We don't need to get into that. There's a lot of they forced him to Nottingham Forest. That was a bad loan move. The World Cup behavior was not great. And his time at Dortmund, he wants to be there because it's a big club, but the reality is he's getting lost there.
Can't get on the field.
And
also not that big a club currently, 10th place.
Right. No, and he's not helping that. So my thoughts on Gio are still the same. He does need to find a new club. He needs to go to a Wolfsburg or something. He needs to somewhere, a mid-level club, maybe a Frankfurt, I don't know, somewhere. Because the dude is talented. He just needs to go somewhere that he'll play week in and week out, and he starts building his momentum again. Gio Reyna went to Estadio Azteca. I don't know how long ago this was, 3-4 years ago now. Took a ball and let Diego Maradona ran through the entire Mexican national team, beating one guy after another. And if he scored at the end of that, it would have been probably the greatest goal in U.S. soccer history.
Mm-hmm.
A Diego Maradona-like goal. He did that. So the dude's talented. The dude's got talent. It's there. We've seen it. Back during the Erling Haaland days, he was his right-hand man. He assisted Haaland, and he was there. He's done it.
He was ahead of Jamie Gittins then, but then, everybody else has kind of passed him by a little bit.
Yeah, and you see Jadon Sancho and Jude Bellingham just really passing by, and Erling Haaland really passing by. There was a great batch of youngsters there. He was part of it, but when they went off and excelled and not get injured, he got injured and did not excel. So, it's fine.
I mean,
Chumbawamba says, you get knocked down, you get back up again.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Jadon Sancho has had its ups and downs as well. It's not like it's all been smooth sailing for him. But anyway, yeah.
That's true. But Jadon Sancho's, he's at Chelsea now, right?
Chelsea now, yeah.
I mean, I think he just needs to go back to Dortmund too. But this isn't the Jadon Sancho hour. This is the Gio Reyna, Germany, USA hour.
Can come to New York.
Gio Reyna needs to, Dortmund, I think all they can ever give him are trash minutes at this point. I don't think they have a lot of faith in him. And which happens. Gio Reyna needs to find a new club. He needs to fresh start, and he needs to stay healthy, and he needs to play week in and week out and build that momentum again and get his confidence back and be the player. I think for him it's maturity. Gio Reyna needs maturity, and he needs to go somewhere where maybe he's a bigger deal at a smaller club, and he needs to start to earn that maturity and build that maturity. That would be my thing for Gio Reyna, I think, because officially, I do think he's done at Dortmund. Stick a fork in him. I think he's done.
I mean, Dortmund's also such a dysfunctional group, so it's not helping him. Although perhaps this was a big win for them, so I don't know if this makes a difference. Yeah, we'll see. This Niko Kovac still a bit of a mystery. What his strategy is exactly. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he might be done, but then where Quo Vadis, Gio? Where's he going?
Well, I don't know why I keep bringing up Wolfsburg, but like
Wolfsburg?
something like that.
Well, how
Here we
would
go.
that be better?
Let me get it right. Carney Chuk Uemeka.
Chukwuemeka.
Carney. His first name's Carney, which is hilarious. Carney. You know, he travels the country scamming you with his games like a good Carney. Carney Chukwuemeka. But
first we were making fun of his. Now that we're through making fun of his last name, we're now going to take a little while making fun of his first name.
Hey, he's taking minutes from my boy Gio. Okay, this is an American podcast, not a British podcast. But Carney Chukwuemeka is another of a long string of young Englishmen on loan from a big English club where he's never going to get minutes, making a name for himself in the Bundesliga because Dortmund will give you minutes. And
So,
just like
unless
Jude
you're
Bellingham,
Gio
just like well, they are giving him minutes. He's just not utilizing.
Start, yeah, that's true.
But even if Borussia Dortmund does find the new answer, it was a big win for them. You're right. But the answers do not lie with Gio Reyna. So Dortmund might fix itself, but doesn't mean Gio. Right now, Gio Reyna could offer himself as a savior for that club, and he's not doing it. That club is being saved by other players. So even if Dortmund are revived, it doesn't mean Gio Reyna is coming with them. I mean, I don't know. Where would you send Gio?
Yeah, back to New York City. No, seriously.
I'd send him to La Liga. I think he'd do well in La Liga. Maybe he needs to go to Holland. Maybe he needs to go to PSV or something.
Okay, that's the fallback for all the Americans. The Americans that flame out other places, they all go to PSV
and thrive, baby,
and thrive. Mm-hmm.
Or like I said, a Wolfsburg, or maybe even a Mainz, man. Send him to Mainz.
What do you mean, though? They're both ahead of Dortmund right now. Like, why would that be? Why? What makes you think that he'd do better there?
Well, although that's true, Mainz and Wolfsburg, especially Mainz, have smaller purses. Like they are smaller clubs on paper. Dortmund's underperforming. Dortmund's supposed to be second place. It's supposed to be even challenging for a title. But that's Wolfsburg. Yeah. Like Mainz isn't supposed to be challenging for a title. They're punching above their weight right now. It sounds like a positive locker room, and it sounds like Mainz has got the right sauce going on. And Wolfsburg under Ralf Hasenhüttl, a coach I really like, seemed to be turning a new leaf. Like he was a good appointment, and we've seen Wolfsburg string together. This Bochum result aside, string together some pretty decent results recently, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let's check out Wolfsburg 1-1. Then before that, they beat Stuttgart. They tied Leverkusen and they tied Frankfurt. I mean, they're showing up.
Yeah.
And they just narrowly lost to Bayern. They tied Holstein Kiel. They beat Gladbach 5-1. They beat Hoffenheim 1-0. Wolfsburg, quietly, they're in 8th place, are slowly making a little bit of a comeback under Hasenhüttl. So he'd have more value at a place like that because they don't have the depth that Borussia Dortmund has. Borussia Dortmund has all sorts of players.
That's true.
They have their academy kids. They have a whole batch of youngsters from Man City and Chelsea's and your Arsenals and things like that, and your Man Uniteds and whoever they get. And then they have the German. Then they have all the Stuttgart boys they bought. And they've got real depth there. A club like Mainz or Wolfsburg doesn't have that kind of depth. So Gio has greater value and more opportunities to show himself, which he needs to. But before, I'm sure Gio pictures himself as like a star player at Chelsea or Real Madrid or something in his mind. He can achieve that, but he has to go back first before he can move forward. He needs to start playing and earn his keep somewhere.
Yeah. We will keep an eye on it.
Where would you send Gio other than NYCFC?
Yeah, I think PSV sounds good. Yeah. I mean, like like it's just hard. Yeah, he needs somewhere where he can play. I mean, it's just that simple. And but it's hard, like he's been in Dortmund a while. He hasn't really gotten a lot of minutes. There's not a lot of places that would guarantee that. So I mean, he thinks he's hot shit, right? He thought like, oh, just give me a chance. He thought he'd go to Forest and tear it up, but that wasn't the case. Like it's yeah, it's unclear where his mind is at. I mean, that's really the biggest question, right? Like, would he, if you send him to Wolfsburg or Mainz, would he feel like that's a good destination for him? He seems to have still higher hopes for himself, and maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's that maturity thing I was talking about. That's that he needs to like put his tail between his legs, and he needs to maybe bite the bullet and go somewhere where he needs to get out of he needs to get out of the way of his own ego, and he needs to realize he needs to prove himself, because he is pretty much still unproven. It's just all potential and flashes throughout most of his career. Like that we saw that run through Mexico, but then the next 10 appearances with the U.S. he was pretty inconsequential. So
I mean, he
yeah,
had a stretch with Dortmund where he scored a bunch of goals, and like there he has. And I mean, they've still held on to him through all this time too. So it's not like, yeah, it's an odd situation. It's not like he's a flop either. Like because if he was, then he wouldn't be there anymore, and he would, But he's in this weird nether world of not ready to be cast aside, but also not ready to really contribute.
yeah, if you look at Christian Pulisic, AC Milan saved him. Like, it was exactly what we wanted it to be. Because for years at Chelsea and at Dortmund, it was always like at Dortmund, he lost his spot to Jadon Sancho, right? And he went to Chelsea and he lost his spot to everybody else, Caleb Hudson-Odoi and all these others and stuff. And the whole time it's like, Pulley is good. He should be playing. And he got off the bench, and it was injuries, and it was fine. Milan settled him. He's a regular player. He's a key player. He's healthy. Like, if it wasn't for Milan, Christian Pulisic was this close to being a player who's like, the player that never was. Gio Reyna's in that world right now, where he's at Dortmund, he's rotating. Can he go to some sort of club? Nottingham Forest wasn't it. Can he go to some sort of club where like Milan is to Pulley, another big club where he can actually give them the value that they want, sort of a match made in heaven? Because AC Milan, like an Italian club, they're not as financially powerful as the English clubs, so they had to be creative. They bought Pulisic at a bargain. They bought him from the bargain bin. Chelsea bought him for 80 million, and then he was on the bench for 4 years, and Milan was able to buy him for 20 million.
Right.
I believe in an interview with the AC Milan executive, who's like an American, mentioned like he was like a strategic purchase, exactly what they're looking for. Good for the American market, talented, but at a budget. And Gio Reyna is one of those targets right now too. Like, you can buy, he's a Borussia Dortmund bench warmer, so you can buy him at a budget, and you can make something out of him.
But he's in a lower echelon now. Like Pulisic was a hit in Dortmund, and he went to a top 4 Premier League club for big money, and then that didn't quite work. And he had a lot of injury, and he now recalibrated to sort of high mid-table Serie A team. So
yeah, I mean, AC Milan struggles are again another issue, but AC Milan traditionally is Italy's one of Italy's biggest clubs. They are underperforming, but I wouldn't blame Pulisic for that. I think Pulisic has been one of the bright shining stars of that club. But I think that's where Gio is right now. He's at that point where maybe even a Juventus or something. Maybe that's a little too high, but like,
I think it's France, perhaps France, Holland. I think that's the right. I think that's kind of the Bruges. How about Bruges?
I think it's a little low. Remember, his agent is Jorge Mendes, the big super Portuguese agent.
Well,
everybody's
good luck.
So he's got the big agent. He's got to make the wheels and deals. He's got to go somewhere that's right. Yeah, so Gio, we believe in you, but again, I just don't think it's Dortmund.
Maybe not.
I'd love to be proven wrong, but I think your time with Dortmund is officially
All right.
finished.
Should we go to the chat for a second? Daniel Young is he's talking about season tickets. This is more American hour talk, but he says, "Hello guys, I'm thinking about not renewing my season tickets for next year." Oh no, don't say that. Outside of having access to every home game and cheap away tickets is very time consuming for myself. I would get home very late in the evening. And he has some weight loss goals. He wants to lose 100 pounds of weight. 15 pounds so far. Congratulations. That's very good.
Congratulations.
And he wants to stick to the Saturday games instead of all of the games. He says the NYCFC games is my official therapy session. That is where I cry, scream for passion, and cheer very loud. I know it's the same. It's the same for me. Me too. So it's a very emotional thing. Well, good luck on your weight loss journey. We all, the two of not all of us, but certainly the two of us.
I need to do it too.
Can relate.
I've done it before. I've done it a couple times before. I need to do it again. 100 pounds seems like a lot, but honestly, I probably should drop 100 pounds too. But amazing. In fact, you dropped 15. Huge. Keep going. We believe in you. And I need to do the same. Right now, I'm in a weird middle area of my life. Like I'm a purgatory kind of. I need to get my new health. I just started a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna drop it for the holidays. Now I need to get back on it again. But I'm right there with you. Maybe every week, Daniel Young and I will do weigh-in to start our podcast.
Let's go.
But yeah, so I think I have nothing more for Germany. You want to call it there and then see you in the USA Hour, talk the season tickets. And
sounds good.
Excellent. All right, everybody, this has been the Germany Hour. Thank you for tuning in and all the podcast platforms. And boop, boop, bop, bop, boop, 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 boop. Germany Hour, pop in next week. Are we taking off next week?
You said we might. Yeah, I think yes. We're going to take next week off.
I think Bjorn is traveling.
I'm traveling.
I could use a week off, and there's no major news. And then it gives us another week to regroup,
catch up.
And then we'll be back in 2 weeks to review the first round of the Champions League round of 16 games, and check in on Gio and check in on Bochum and all those boys. So we're taking a hiatus next week, and then we'll see you all in 2 weeks. But if you're in for the USA Hour, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, come back. Tschüss.
Bis Woche nach dem nächsten.
Ja, nächste Woche. 2 Wochen. Bis in 2 Wochen. 14 Tage, they say.
14 Tage. A fortnight. Check y'all in a fortnight.
All right. All right. Okay, let me get out of here. All right, I'll get out and come back in.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. I'm back.
Sweet. Let me edit these. Put the descriptions in there.
Oh, and then we have